Hello and welcome here again live to the World Crypto Network. I just realized that the camera is completely blacked out, so I'm gonna turn around. Ooh, much better. How are you doing? I hope you can hear me well. This is the not so professional setup before we get the official, really professional setup that Thomas has with him. He is still in London. I'm already here in Prague at the Paralelní Polis. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Damn hard name. Let me know if the sound is okay in the chat. That would be fantastic, because I'm already here and I'm already enjoying a lot this amazing space here. I got here to Prague at 5 o'clock early morning. Took a nice little walk throughout the city, which is of course a nice place to be because Prague has such a really beautiful old city. Beautiful buildings. I'm sure beautiful buildings. I'm sure that Tom is gonna love the architecture here. I see Rico in the chat. He would love the architecture as well. Oh, and Nico is there as well. We got the entire consensus side of the stream team. That is nice. Well, what has happened so far? So first of all, I needed some really good coffee. And where could I get that? Well, of course, in the Bitcoin coffee. The first and one of the few Bitcoin-only coffees. They do not work with any fiat. They only accept Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero, and I think that's it. That's great. I like that, and I appreciate that a lot, because that way I didn't even have to change any dirty fiat money for my precious Bitcoin. So I still only have Bitcoin with me, no fiat. So let's see how this goes. Apparently, there's a lot of good entrepreneurs and good restaurants here in Prague who sell their goods and services for Bitcoin. So hopefully, I will not have to touch any fiat during this trip, which is always much nicer. What they unfortunately do have is that they do not yet have upgraded to SegWit, which kind of sucks because that saves a lot of fees. Would be nice, but well. Plus, no Lightning Network yet, but I'm talking to the tech guys so that they can set it up as soon as possible, hopefully even before the conference, because I hope that you all have your Eclair Lightning wallet on your phone, which you at least can send a few precious Satoshis over Lightning. So that is amazing. So what else is up here? Well, this entire space called the Paralelní Polis is a place of three different things. So first, in the entrance room, there is the Bitcoin coffee, which just, well, you get coffee and you pay in Bitcoin. Quite easy. Good coffee though. Then on the second floor, there is the Paper Hub, a co-working space where a bunch of anarchists, bunch of cypherpunks, and a lot of Bitcoiners get together to get shit done, to actually be cypherpunks and write code, right? To be agorists and perform action that is coherent with our thoughts and emotions. That is precisely why I love this space so much, is that there are a lot of people here actually getting stuff done. I've talked to coders, talked to entrepreneurs, talked to business coaches, and a lot of other people here, which is cool. So always, networking and connecting and growing the network and community is amazing. Not just Bitcoiners here, also a couple ETH heads and a couple basic attention tokeners and all the other multi-coiners out there. Well, yeah, let's see. That's a beautiful thing with anarchy and money. Everyone chooses that money which he deems the most worthy. That is really cool. Then on the third floor is the Institute of Cryptoanarchy. Love it, the name. And the cool thing up there is it's just a huge space, and you can use it for several different things. They organize meetups up there, they organize talks and conferences. Some part of the Hackers Congress is going to be up in that room as well. It's going to be in this entire building. But this morning or this noon, we did some yoga there, so that was nice. After sitting in the bus for 10 hours, I got some stretching in, which is really cool. Someone is tossing garbage out of that tree. I think it's a cat. I'm not sure. Then what else is in here? Well, a lot of cool stuff. There's, for example, a 3D printer, which is nice. They got, for example, like here the ashtrays are like the Parallel Police. Oh, look at that. Dirty ashtrays. Perfect. So they got that printed out. They have a bunch of Bitcoin logos printed out and all other fancy stuff. So 3D printers, decentralized production. Amazing, amazing. Unfortunately, I'm not that into it yet. I would love to be more active in that community. And I really would love to have a Liberator, one of those 3D printed guns. That would be nice. What else? What else? Oh yeah, Bitcoin ATMs, several of them, by General Bits, which is here a local company in Prague, who has built several really useful ATMs, Bitcoin ATMs, where you can buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, no, not Monero, but some other shitcoins. No, actually no shitcoins. I think those coins that I saw on there were all kind of legit. So yeah. And you can sell them for fiat, or you can buy them with fiat. If you are under a specific threshold of roughly $100, you can go without any KYC. And then there are some other options where eventually I do think that you need to provide your telephone number, which is of course linked to your identity. Plus there's a big old camera on the ATM, and with face recognition, it's not really completely anonymous, but honestly, well, what is, unfortunately. But you know, it's a nice way of easily acquiring your a bit of fiat if you need it, or if you have some fiat left over after a trip, get it back into the liquid, decentralized, and censorship-resistant currency, which is Bitcoin, which you can use, of course, globally wherever you are. So that is basically what is here at the Paralelní Polis, which is a fantastic place. I thoroughly enjoyed all the conversations that I had so far in the brief couple hours. I did absolutely enjoy the coffee, which is a nice thing to have after a long bus ride. And well, I did enjoy the yoga. So far, so good. Thomas is going to arrive here later tonight, and we will then, early tomorrow, start with hopefully a bunch of shows talking to all the other amazing people here. And there will be a lot of interviews with the speakers. Again, you know, there will be a lot of talks and conversations with the attendees, of course, you know, as always, and just whoever has something interesting to say and is fighting towards liberty and fighting towards Bitcoin hyper-Bitcoinization. So far, then, what are we going to do next? Well, first of all, for me, it's out going someplace to eat. Of course, some place where I can pay with Bitcoin, because there are many here in Prague. And then afterwards, continuous conversations. Hopefully with the one or other interview already here live on the World Crypto Network. But again, I'm running here on layman's stuff. Shaky cam with the phone in my hand. So it's not perfect, but it's something. I see Rico in the chat talking about Free Ross, and absolutely, Free Ross, that is again, national tragedy that we have here. And It's Me Boss Lady also gives a shout out to Cody Wilson, which I absolutely agree. Again, one of those amazing freedom fighters, one of those great agorists who go out there and do stuff peacefully and voluntarily. And unfortunately, those gang of thieves writ large, talk about the government, now violates their rights and violates their peaceful behavior by throwing them in a cage for lifelong. In the case of Ross. Ross got thrown in this gulag yesterday, 5 years ago, 1st of October 2013. So he's been in there for a long time, and he's been struggling in there for a long time, but I'm positive and I'm confident that we will get him out there, and he will stay strong. Because, well, peaceful and voluntary actions and the free market will take care of itself and of its own. So we will continue the fight to liberate Ross Ulbricht, and of course to remove all the nonsensical accusations for Cody Wilson. So what else is going on in the chat? Let's see. 23 US. That's the road to flows. ALTS to multi to BTC. I really kind of do agree. A lot of people that, including me, by the way, who initially got into the space, got into it because of the competition. Oh, look, so many digital currencies. I can make a basket of digital currencies, do like portfolio allocation and Markowitz theory, which is, of course, kind of bullshit, especially for money. Right? And then you realize that, oh wait, there are like 1,001 shitcoins that run away with my money. Why again am I giving the donation to these guys and get some nonsensical token that nobody's using? And that doesn't make so much sense. Why is there a founder's reward of 20%? Why is there a pre-mine of 80% of the token supply? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Then, after you have eliminated some of the alts, you are really like, okay, wait, this is about money. The money that is going to prevail in the market is this one that is, of course, censorship resistant and that is limited, that is hard in its monetary policy, that cannot be inflated to shit, because that's quite literally what inflation does, right? It starts the boom and bust cycle, it starts the the transferal of wealth from those that save to those that produce the money, those that extract the wealth from the rest of society. So yeah, I agree with Nico in the chat as well. Multi-coiners are in transition to no-coiners or Bitcoin maximalists, depending on their thirst for knowledge. Oh yeah, those that do get into the multi-coinery, they either realize, okay, no, this is boring, I'm just gonna stick to the shitcoin which is called fiat, that is much more stable, exactly. Or they will realize, oh no, wait, this is about sound money, this is about liberty, this is about freedom. And then there is like Bitcoin and long time nothing, then maybe stuff like Monero. Let's see. But yeah, no, this is still a science project. We still have no clue what we're doing. And we are still, I'm amazed that Bitcoin, after almost 10 years, we're about to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Bitcoin white paper, and Bitcoin is still around. So that is quite a tremendous task already, and let's see where this will take us in the future. We don't know, right? Competition is good, anarchy is good. We need to have as many different coins and shitcoins and other tokens as we can, because if we do, well then one will prevail, and the one will hopefully be the sound and free and libre money that we all wish for. Of course, we are not just hopeless wishers, we actually go out there and do shit, right? We come to amazing conferences here, like the Hackers Congress, where we then discuss how we can move our world towards sound money, how we can act out our thrive towards liberty. Because this is something that will not be somehow just appear in our laps without our own doing. No, we have to claim it, we have to assert it, we have to fight for it. And this is what I'm very much looking forward to here in this conference, to intermingle with all the hodlers, with all the peers on the network, and see where we can take this amazing, amazing technology. There have been already a lot of great speakers announced, and I do think there's still a couple secret guests who have not yet been announced. So let's see who else will be here. But if you go to hcpp 18.com, I think is the link down in the description. You can see the speaker list, and it is absolutely phenomenal. A bunch of Bitcoin Core contributors, a bunch of general cypherpunks, not just Bitcoiners, also other entrepreneurs and doers in the space. We're talking about cryptography, of course, about anonymity and privacy, right? Not just how it affects in Bitcoin, right? To get a fungible token, which, by the way, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, right? With Schnorr signatures, aggregated Schnorr signatures. Of course, the Lightning Network is itself a huge increase in privacy. We might have confidential transactions coming soon with a soft fork. What? Thank you, Adam Back. That is amazing. A lot of other people working on that as well. But yeah, there is a lot of privacy tech coming to Bitcoin, which I'm really curious how that will all play out. And we will discuss all about that here during the conference. What other interesting stuff is going to happen? Well, of course, philosophy as well, right? Why we need liberty and what liberty is all about, right? Natural law, we just shouldn't hurt each other, right? We should not aggress, initiate force, initiate violence. That is bad, and we shouldn't do it. So let's discuss how we can organize our society in such a peaceful and voluntary manner. Well, that's anarchy, right? But to be honest, here in this house, there are a bunch of anarchists. Feel perfectly safe so far. Let's see how these rally anarchists become after a beer or two. Because that is, of course, also what is going to be a big part of this conference is socializing, right? We want to have fun. We are all fighting a worthy fight here, and it can be quite exhausting, especially if you're in this for several years. And that's why we need to have fun doing so. This is not a chore. This should not be a chore. Yes, it is great work, and effort has to be done. Work has to be done. But after all, we are in this for liberty, and I do believe that many who are in here do this out of passion, because they want to see this world a better place. And no amount of money, no amount of fiat value it can motivate you to fight this fight in the long haul. No, that is something that only passionate people do, who want to change the world. And talking with these fellas, not just during the conferences, but then late until late night, in the bars and on the streets here in Prague. It's going to be beautiful, because, well, Prague is one heck of a city. It really is beautiful. So, friends, peers, this has been a really short introduction. Oh, Nettie is saying in the chat, we need mesh networks in Prague. Well, guess what? We have already mesh networks. I do not know if there are some Samurai wallets here, but I do think that the devs from Samurai Wallet will be here. And of course, Samurai is working closely together with Gotena. Oh yeah, get fit, right there. Samurai Wallet is working closely together with Gotena on bringing mesh networks to the Bitcoin network. So how can we propagate Bitcoin transactions over a mesh network? Which is, of course, quite nice to have, right? Why not? What else is going on in the chat? Oh yeah, it's me, Busley. It just stresses to go to freeRoss.org, sign the petition, and donate. Donate a couple of Satoshis if you have some. Now that Ross has been rotten in this gulag for over 5 years, he really needs our support. Sign the petition, yes, although I do not believe that the appeal to authority will bring Ross out of there. We need to fight on every front. So I don't think that signing a paper and appealing to our president, right, to our father and our savior, is gonna get him out. No, it's gonna be a true action. Getting him out there, and but again, we need to fight on every front, and that includes signing this petition to give your voice and to give representation that a victimless crime is not a crime whatsoever, and it must not be punished with a double life sentence, as was the case with Ross Ulbricht. So, peers on the World Crypto Network, it's been again a pleasure talking to you here, although it was just a brief 20-minute conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to all the amazing stuff that is going to come here at Paralelní Polis. And this is going to be, hopefully, I'm quite sure, an amazing weekend. And peers, we're going to see each other, hopefully soon, and then again, soon, with Thomas Hunt, Mad Bitcoins, where we're going to have a bunch of live shows right here, live from Paralelní Polis. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you on the next show. Bye-bye.